What's up? Happy holidays. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. B-Dot's here.
That's right.
And Mario is here with us.
Mario.
See?
Hey.
Okay.
Those of you who can't see me, but you can hear me.
Yeah, it's definitely him.
What's up, y'all?
Man. And I was telling you when you walked in that I watched your movie, Style Me for Christmas, on
Thank
BET Plus.
Thank you.
First of all, I love a holiday movie.
It was on my bucket list.
It was?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was on my bucket list. And, I got the script. They was like, yo, we don't need you for like 3 months. We only need you for like a month. Atlanta, I'm like, all right, cool. It's gonna be fun. I love the idea of the movie. I love the storyline. Raven Goodwin did a great job portraying Tiffany, and just really the idea of like a guy dating a girl that's not like in his wheelhouse, but at the same time, they find love in this hopeless place, and she's going through her thing with taking over her mom's boutique, her late mom's boutique, and I just think it's like real life experience in there that people can relate to, but it also leads back to like something positive at the end. You know what I'm saying?
I knew it had to have a happy. I knew it. I mean, I think when you start watching it, these movies, they do testing. If movies don't have a happy ending, people hate it. Like they walk away. And
some
like,
type of resolution, like
right.
Psychologically, yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of a movie that bothered me because the ending.
It wasn't a happy ending for everybody.
Oh,
it was a happy ending for Tiffany.
But you know what? Sometimes you don't care about people, and you're like, good. You want something bad to happen.
Who was your favorite character in the movie?
Let me see. Well, of course, I loved Pretty V.
Yeah,
I think you were actually a nice guy on there.
Yeah.
Because, but you were and you weren't.
Right.
But sometimes I think it's intentions. Like intentions can start off not so great, but then you can learn.
But it's like it's honesty, because it's like Teddy was going through. He was already in his vibe and going. His manager was controlling a lot of it that he didn't know about. You feel me? So it was like trying to give away the whole movie.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? But no, in real life, it's like sometimes when you're an artist, right? There's so many different entities around you and people around you that sometimes things, you're focused on one thing and there might be two other things going on around you. Especially when it comes to women and certain things, it's like. Your decisions affect everybody around you. When you trying to eat. Everybody got to eat, and then when you trying to like figure out your personal life and your like when you merge the two, it's hard. That's why I try not to ever do that.
You think it's possible to be an artist and maintain success without compromising yourself sometimes?
Woo, that's a tough question because
there might be times that you're like, this is morally not what I want to do, but this might help with my sales. Hooking up with,
I think you got to decide like what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, in terms of protecting your personal life and protecting your integrity, right? And I feel like we're in a time now where you can kind of control your narrative. Whatever narrative you want, you can control it. You just have to be really intentional about it, in the blogs or whatever, like how you move, but yeah, I definitely think it's something you got to decide beforehand, because things can just happen. And you just like, oh damn, I'm gonna just do this for this, but you don't realize the effect is gonna have until after it happened, and then you stuck with whatever that is, whether it's dating somebody, whether it's doing a certain partnership, whether it's so much to it. You know what I'm saying? So. And
you've been in this business since you were like 15 years old.
Yeah. My goal is to like make sure that people, if I do enough work, which I'm just really back in this space of like being really intentional about my projects, about what I'm doing. If I work enough, like. It gives people enough to talk about, to where I don't have to do like all the extra stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of your longevity, 2 days ago, your sophomore album, Turning Point, turned 20. What are your memories from that time?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh my God, man. That was one of the greatest times for me in terms of understanding how important collaboration was, and understanding like, it's a blessing to be able to make it past that sophomore jinx, right? Touring was crazy during that time. I was like really stepping into, bigger stages, so I was being introduced to being a real artist. Like this is what it comes with, like being on the road, not being home for 4 months, 5 months, traveling. I was on tour with Destiny's Child during that album release. So it was like, I really got introduced to so many behind the scene things that people would never see, and really just, really me like understanding the struggle of being an artist, but the blessing of it at the same time, the gift and the curse of it. Because my first album, it was like, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, I'm just gonna do what everybody tell me to do. Like, gotta go here to do this interview, gotta go do this show, gotta do this. But this was like, all right, now you got to make some decisions for yourself.
And plus, you had the big hit.
Like, you know what I'm
saying?
Yeah.
And to be such a young kid doing a song like that, I saw Neo was like, I didn't know if he could pull it off.
Right.
When I gave him that song, because he was a kid, he hadn't met you, and you did.
Yeah. I mean, I've been singing grown songs since I was a kid. Like, I grew up singing grown songs. Like I had a karaoke machine. I was singing, "I'll make love to you." Like I was,
you won't.
yeah, right. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I had some older joints when I was in my teens. I was like dealing with older women.
Watch out, because this industry right now, there's a lot of stories about.
Yeah,
too much.
But that also, you don't even understand how that affects you later in life too. Sometimes, like you might be a kid 16, 17 years old messing with older women and not even understanding like later on in life how that affects some of your decisions, because it might seem cool at the time, like, but you don't know you're being taken advantage of in a way.
I feel like I don't know if I'm gonna get slack for this. I feel like it's different for men and women.
People say that because guys get props like, oh, you
It's not even about the props. I just think men, we're more hunters. Like I feel like when I was a kid, like what you don't know, like if you grew up seeing everything, like I saw everything when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I lived in a household where it was like nothing was off limits. You feel me? Not to get into all the details, but like I seen everything. You feel me? So that was normal to me. You know what I'm saying? Having the freedom was normal to me, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like having the freedom to date whoever, do whatever, you know, that was normal. So
but
me singing songs like "Let Me Love You" at 18 was like, it was more so the love part, the emotional intelligence part. Nah, I didn't have that. But I had the voice, I had the soulfulness. So when you hear it now, I'm like, okay, I've been that guy 2-3 times that I sing about already. You know what I'm saying? As a grown man. But as a kid, I was just like making good music.
When do you think you felt love for the first time for a woman that's not a family member? That you could be
love.
like, I can relate to what I'm singing about now.
I think it probably was...
Because B-Dot's still trying to... No, I'm kidding.
Oh, stop it. There you go.
I think I felt love since the first time I dated a girl. Even in my teens, I felt love. But it's different levels of it as you get older and you start to realize how your decisions affect other people, how your decisions affect your life, how your decisions affect the things around you, the people around you, the women that you love, you know, how they go on to date after you, you know what I'm saying, and vice versa, right? So I think love is an all-encompassing thing. It's like not just one expression. You know, love comes with jealousy sometimes. Love comes with, like, you know, protectiveness. But one person's protectiveness might be busting your tires. Another person's protectiveness might be a long text message, and, you know, expressing how they feel. And everybody expresses things based on their trauma.
How do you express yourself?
Words.
So
Words.
You
know,
do
I
the
definitely,
long text messages.
I'm definitely, because I travel a lot, so I have to use my resources, my voice, but I'm very like intentional about when I speak. So you don't have to guess. Like I can talk to you for 5 minutes and I will leave you with enough to think about to where as though you might not even be able to respond.
Or she could listen to "Glad You Came."
You feel me? That's why I write how I write.
Glad you came. It feels like there's a little bit of toxicity still.
Yeah, no. But you feel you when you listen to that record, I'm talking directly to you. I'm talking directly to.
See, someone's calling you right now.
Yeah, let's see what they got to say.
Hold on.
No.
Yeah, nah.
He said nah.
So, no.
Glad you
When
called.
you listen to "Glad You Came," I'm talking directly to women, and I'm talking directly to a woman, and putting a woman first in terms of understanding what she needs to be, you know, pleased.
I thought it was a double entendre.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Like, you tell me what you feel like you thought when you heard it, and
Well, I think it means I'm glad you came. I'm going to take care of you. And it means I'm glad you came. I just took care of you.
Exactly. But it's also like about the journey, right? So that's why I named the album "Glad You Came." I like to write like that because I think that imagination is the key to all of this, everything that we do as creatives. You know, my favorite artist that I came up, you know, listening to, from, you know, Michael Jackson to...
We saw Halloween.
Yeah.
We said that was amazing.
Thank you.
That was, I mean, that looked like it took some planning.
It did.
How long did it take for you to pull up? If you got to look at his Instagram page to see him recreating Thriller, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I just got one of my dancers, Geneva. She's a super dope, young, talented, super dancer. And I sent it to her. I said, yo, I want to redo this. This is fire. But I want to shoot it just like this. And so she put the whole team together for me, makeup team, all of it, wardrobe. And we just, you know, spent like 2 days preparing for it. And we just had fun with it. Yeah. I like Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays.
It is. That's good.
Sure.
And now Christmas, too, because you got the Christmas. Now you could do a Halloween movie.
Right. Exactly. Nah, for sure. I definitely would. But yeah, Glad You Came is you know, it's just a paying homage to women, honestly. This whole album is, to be honest.
Well, let's talk about Selfish.
Yeah. Oh, have you heard the album?
Yes, they
Fire.
did.
Okay.
They did send me.
I love when they send y'all the album beforehand.
Oh no, I got it like last night.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it on the way in here, and certain things stuck out to me.
Okay.
So let's talk about a song like Selfish, because I do feel like there's so many guys that are like this. No matter what I do, I want you to just keep on loving me, even though I'm a little toxic in your life. That happens. And I was like, is Mario a little toxic still?
I mean, I think that I'm honest, and yes, for sure. I mean, if we want to call it toxic or we want to just call it like...
You use the word toxic. I don't want to say that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, in the song.
I'm not saying
I
it
did
yet.
because I wanted people to relate to it. But I'm saying that there's different, because it's like honesty sometimes it hurts for both parties, the woman you're dating and yourself. Because being honest hurts because it means that you have to hold yourself accountability. Accountability is not always a comfortable place to be within yourself, because we move off our egos. We live in a country where everything is driven on what you are, your legacy, how hard you work, what you have, what you don't have. So, and that's physical things, monetary, but it's also character wise. So, because everybody's put on blast right now because of social media. So everything you do, how you move is a part of your legacy, who you are. So I feel like Selfish is just me being honest and putting it out there, and also giving men a space to be
accountable.
Be accountable and understand like it's y'all not alone. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being perfect. It's about being accountable. That's the beginning of the change. That's the beginning of a healthy relationship. That's the beginning of, a more focused path towards your vision in life. All of these things, how you date, who you lay with is a part of your DNA. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, it is.
When I write music, this album, shout out to James Fauntleroy too, man, because he really helped me to illustrate. I would come to the studio with some songs halfway done. I'm like, yo, I want to change the second verse. He's a super wizard when it comes to writing, and I've been working on my skills as a writer over the past few years. So, we've been really just trying to make timeless records that preserve the art form, but that also people can listen to and relate to, and that feels healing, but that's also honest. So just that contrast is important with this project.
It feels like healing has been an ongoing journey for you.
It is.
Yeah. Where do you feel like you're at now when it comes to that? Do you feel like you ever are healed, or it's always a process?
I think that you have to assume that you are, right? You gotta assume that your wish is fulfilled in order to reach it. So assuming you're healed, feeling what does it feel like to be healed, right? What is that mindset of the feeling of healing, like going there? But also, like I said, holding yourself accountable to the things that you still are working on and need to work on. But if when I imagine myself healed, I imagine that I'm not reactive. I imagine that I'm proactive about using my wisdom to understand what already is and how things will happen based on my actions. Just, I imagine that the people around me are trusting my opinion and my perspective because they see how I live.
Okay.
And they see that it's honest, and they see that it's grounded in something real. People just trust you. They want to not follow you as in you're their guide, but follow you that you inspire them to be, more responsible in life and just get on their square, stand on what, and that's women and men. I feel like as much as we as men motivate each other and, inspire each other, challenge each other, I feel like women also look for men to be leaders as well. Yeah. Even if they don't say it.
We want to be able to trust that, like I think even for me doing all the stuff that I do, I want to be able to trust that I can allow you to lead.
Exactly.
In a way, right? Exactly. It's not like I need you to, but I can feel comfortable enough knowing that I can, be safe.
Facts.
Like you said, security, that's an important thing.
And I feel like a lot of that is, and this is, I don't know, because every woman's not the same, but I feel like I date a woman who allows me to be that, that vulnerable, even in my mistakes. So a lot of that is having friends or people around you that when you are vulnerable, like being strong 100% of the day is one thing, but being able to have those moments where you're not as strong one day and people not taking that as a weakness, that's really key for a man to be able to still be, a fully fledged contrasting structure in your life, and as a friend, as a brother, as a boyfriend, husband, whatever. So that's important.
I remember you had did an interview a while ago, because I feel like you're very private when it comes to your actual relationships. There's like a couple of times you might have posted something, and then of course it went crazy.
Yeah.
But I remember you said the person that you were dating was just very supportive of you going on tour, doing the things, and
just in life.
in life. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've
because
dated.
that's a hard thing for people to deal with, knowing that you're going from city to city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe in monogamy?
I do. I do believe in monogamy. Of course. I believe in all of it. I mean, I believe in whatever it is you want, you can have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever
There's something out here for
you
everybody.
be on tour with Neo, and if I was
He said whatever you can afford.
Like, being on tour with Neo, I'd be like, listen, don't do what he does. But
we
again,
be different.
Neo lives his life.
Yeah, honestly, you don't even really see the person that you're touring with half of the time because everybody's schedule is so crazy, right? But yeah, we two different lives, but that's my homie. Like, you feel me?
Neo is just so open. He's just now like.
But like, why not live your truth?
Right.
Well, no, and I'm sure he's more because he was doing it anyway, and
Live
so
your
now
truth.
instead of people
I
being
think it's
shocked,
power in that.
I think it takes away the shock value of it when you're like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, this is what I believe in, and the girls are with it.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It works for him. But you believe in monogamy.
I believe in monogamy for sure.
yourself.
For myself, I don't see myself like I'm too private. I feel like it's too many mouths and ears for me personally. It's too many. I couldn't date more than one woman. It's too
I
many
think
mouths
you're talking
and
about a bunch of mouths on you.
Nah, it's too many. Oh,
I can't handle all that.
Glad you came.
But that's just one part of it. It's like if you really dating somebody, that means like that's 6 ears that's in your business,
right?
That you got to answer to, that you got to take care of. That is it's too much. I'm a very private person, and I like order. You know what I'm saying? I'm very like, if I lived like I'm a general. You feel me? Like if I was like a part of some type of system that was like, okay, these are the characteristics you have that covers this, what we need in this conglomerate. I'm a general, like, so it's very much so, and that's on the physical level, but on a spiritual level, it's much more. I'm just saying, like, I feel like my life has to move like that, and I don't feel like I can move like that with multiple women.
You know, back to this movie, Style Me for Christmas.
Yeah.
The woman that you were dating that you had broken up with, and you were trying to get back on track because your character, and this is how it starts off, just so I'm not ruining anything for people. Yeah. But you kind of had fallen off. Like your numbers were down, people weren't paying attention. So it was kind of trying to work on your image for your fans to come back and be like, okay, you know.
I was confident in my fan base, but my manager was like, nah, like we need some controversy. We need, you know, but we need it to be, you know, we need them to trust like that you are what you say you are. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be out here
living. They want to be a ladies' man. Yeah.
She's like, you can't be out here living crazy, you know.
Are those real conversations? Like, we need some controversy.
Yeah.
Because
I've had them
like
before.
I said, you've been very private. So have people ever told you, hey, we need you to do something, like let's get
not
something.
Lately, not this
But before,
in this before, like when the internet started, when that started becoming a real thing, like when I was last signed, or like even in between that, I've had those conversations like, yo, if you do this, maybe this, but not in the past few years of my life. I don't even move in a way where somebody would approach me like that.
Because what's interesting to me,
like the respect is not like
that's not
they
even
know that's
him.
not even on my.
Because I feel like with you have so much in real life.
Yeah.
That has happened, that you've been really vocal and honest about, that there's a lot there already.
Yeah.
You know, and the way that you've given back to the community too in response to things that have happened in your life.
Right. No, for sure. And then the other thing is also the growth, right? Being a man, standing on who you are, is like that in itself. I feel like we're in a space right now where people are, as low vibrational as a lot of things are on the internet, people are still growing. Even in that low vibration, they're still growing. Like you see girls now like posting pictures like post X implant, like taking my implants out, or doing this. You see men like really going to mental health. Like you see things happening. Like I don't allow the hype of the things that get attention on the internet to sway how I feel about myself as a man and how I feel about the work that I'm doing in R&B. I feel like, or in art, whatever, I feel like the art speaks for itself, but I feel like I see what's happening. I see the shift that's happening. I pay attention to the human design of us collectively. And I'm like, okay, I know my time is coming to where the things that I care about will be at the forefront of what's popular. The things that, the frequency that I'm on will be at the forefront of what's popular. And I also feel like if you only focus on certain frequencies, that's the only frequency that's going to be on your algorithm.
Right.
In your phone and in real life.
Facts.
I follow some pages that are just health pages, and they get way more views than the toxic stuff sometimes. So it's like, and I say health, I mean mental health, about men. I'm seeing men talk about real things, seeing women talk. So don't ever get confused with the things that you think is only popular. Like, there's a space out there for whatever frequency you're on, and that's what I do love about social media.
Well, in real life, because the album ends with mantra, what's your mantra in real life? Because here it's money over feelings. But I don't feel like necessary. I mean, or maybe I'm wrong, but
no. So a lot of the songs, like when you go through the album, mantra is one of the. I would say I recorded that mid album. I wasn't gonna put that on. That was the last song I decided to put on the album. And I definitely wanted to give some music on there for like DJs and for like certain for fun and for certain moments that I have.
Because it's always fun when you're going out to be like money over feelings. Yeah.
But if you listen to the song, I'm saying that because that's what it feels like we are in the relationship in that moment. It's just like, all right, cool. Like, let's just turn up since we ain't. You don't gotta decide if you want to be with me, but let's just have fun. Money over feelings right now. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a have fun type of person still? Because I feel
Absolutely.
like yes, okay. Yeah. When it comes to relationships too, you're okay.
For sure. What you mean have? Oh, wait. Define that, because you ask a question and it'd be like double. Shit, what you mean?
Are you okay with like messing with somebody knowing it's not going anywhere?
No, I'm in a relationship.
Oh, you are still okay. Yeah. We saw the post.
She
like
almost got me caught up. It's like, yo,
hold on. I do that to beat out all the time.
Nah. And then, you know, even with that, even when you single, like I feel like you got to be careful still. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can have fun. But I think it's fun based upon the type of person you are. Me personally, my fun is like I still gotta know you have some standards and morals. It's got to be there a little bit, just because the texture of who I am as a person. Like, but we can definitely have fun if I was single. But yeah, nah.
Now back to your relationship. So now, how long has this been?
Like.
These big guys,
like a strong year and a half, but like 2 years.
Oh, and the holidays are coming up. So, are you big on? Well, I know you love Halloween, and obviously now we have this Christmas movie.
Yeah, I love Halloween. I mean,
so
I love
how good are you at planning in advance for presents and things like that?
I'm good at it. I think I'm good at it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's also about making sure every year is different. This year, some of it involves traveling, which makes it tough because I have to I'm on promo. Like, I got a few things going on, but I'm trying to work that out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm a Virgo.
Experiences, they say, are the best gifts always. If we can go somewhere and do something and have this experience forever.
And you have this tour coming up too, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, for my fans tour. It's Mary's tour. She invited me and Neil out. Big Mary fan. I also feel like
who's not, right? How can you not be a big Mary fan?
It's incredible what she's done, you know, in R&B, and just her as a person. I feel like she's one of those artists like where you really feel like you know her through her music. Like, her music is you know, reminds us of how to write R&B, how to write music that's gonna last forever. You know, so I feel like this tour is like a little bit of everything for everybody. You're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna feel sexy, you're gonna hear the R&B you want to hear, you're gonna have great performance moments. So yeah, it's out. It goes out at the end of January.
So let me ask you this about I feel like there's been periods of time when you've taken breaks from putting out music. You've focused on other things, right? Is that because, was there a time that you were like, this is not what I want to do. I want to be more behind the scenes. I kind of sometimes feel like you don't even like the spotlight.
I don't really. I don't like the spotlight when it's spotlighting the wrong things.
Okay.
I like for people to spotlight the things about me that who I really am, right? The music, the certain things, and I also don't let people in a lot. So that's on me, right? But because I want to do it in a way where it matters, and it's something that people can't get misconstrued, right? But never thought about leaving music in terms of not doing music, but definitely thought about taking time to process how I want to do it, how I want to be remembered, you know, and who I want to be a part of this journey, right? There's a lot to go into releasing music, because you gotta have the right distribution partners, you gotta have the right team around you, you have to be in the right headspace, you gotta make sure you love the music, you know. And I come from a place where it's like, if the music is not something I love, even when I released Closer to Mars during the pandemic, I love that project. It was a 6-song EP. It was very intentional during that time. So everything I do, I want it to be intentional, even if it takes time. And I feel like real art does take time. When you hear Glad You Came, I feel like you're gonna understand why someone like me takes time to make music, take time to think about the visuals. I just shot the video for that, co-directed that as well with James. I forgot his last name, but yeah, great director. Keep going. The new single is amazing. It's coming out. I feel like this gonna be like set the tone for R&B for 2025 for sure. That comes out December 13th. So I'm really proud of it. But in terms of time, You know, I'm one of those people. I take time to process life and do things because of the things that I've gone through. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Baltimore, moving to this, other space, like a place like the West Coast that's completely different. You know, I just take time to do things. But now I feel like because I understand so much more about the process of releasing music in this new age of the digital space, now I know how to play with it differently. You're going to see a lot more consistency from me.
Because this is a new deal for you.
Yeah.
At Epic, right? Yep. All right, so tell me how that happened, because you left the label, you had your own label, New Citizen. Have your own label, right? So is this through New Citizen on Epic? Okay, so explain to me this process and what made you decide Epic.
Yeah, so I was independent for like, I want to say 6-7 years. Well, actually, no, like 5 years, something. But during that time, I released 2 independent projects, and I just learned a lot about the game, behind the scenes, how to move money around as an independent artist, finding other ways to get money.
Right.
In terms of money to invest in the project, playing with the credit system, playing with just things behind the scenes, right? And I realized like the empowerment of like really having your own financial system without having a label, how it runs, who you get to run it, how to get numbers behind the scenes, and like just really just reinvesting in yourself, right? So me getting back with the label was like, okay, let me go and get a bigger partner, with this new project, because it's going to be a real album this time. And so I do feel like there's a benefit in that for artists if you want to go that route. But because I came from a major label system, I felt like it was smart for me to do this one like this, to recreate this new relationship with Epic. Zeke and Sylvia has been really supportive of my creative process. So, and that's a blessing, right? When you get that opportunity. So yeah, it's going great so far. I can't wait for people to hear the album itself and live with it and digest it. Glad You Came is an amazing project.
As somebody who knows the system, and like you said, and talking about being independent and then going back to a major label, what did you think about Drake's lawsuit against UMG?
Wow.
I'm just curious from a business aspect of things, because I see so many different people.
I feel like that whole situation is more than just business. There's so much behind the scenes going on that I don't even know, right? I don't know. I mean, any businessman in this world, you get what you negotiate and what you fight for. So may the better man, may the best conglomerate win. I don't know.
Because I think, honestly, I think because when I hear about it, and I hear so many different people talking about it, and I think initially we were like, oh, but then you realize he's not suing Kendrick, he's suing the label. There's all this stuff going on. You said playing with the numbers and things like that. They're talking about he's in the middle of negotiations. But I also feel like that's something that, Spotify, like you think of the different playlists that artists get on that helps boost their numbers. Like those are real things that a lot of artists have benefited from, but it's not like it's necessarily organic.
I don't think I know enough about the lawsuit. You sound like you know way more than I do about it. I don't know.
No, because I'm trying to figure it out, because I think initially people have this one perception, but then I don't know either. But I know for you, having been an independent artist and trying to figure out, like I'm sure you had to figure out, like, how do I make sure that even for people to know with all these different streaming services that this project is out, and how can I show up on these playlists? Because sometimes you just put on an R&B playlist and you want to make sure that your projects are showing up when it's a random, like, okay.
I feel like it's a mixture of the relationships you have, with whoever's running the playlist, how you present it to them, the timing you give them. It's a lot of pieces to that part, I just focus on, like, I hope whoever's running the playlist is a Mario fan and an R&B fan. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to say, because sometimes it's not even if the music is amazing or not.
Yeah, facts.
True. It really
facts.
is.
There's been records that I put out, even the first 2 songs, I'm like, damn, like I see other records on the playlist. Like, why is the record not on the playlist? That's crazy.
I feel
but
like
I can't
Space did really well when it first.
Yeah, and it's certain playlists that it wasn't on that I wanted it to be on. But it's like one of them things where I can't focus on the things that I don't have. I have to just expand the things that I do have and work on that. And also, I know that it's a marathon. Like being an R&B artist, it's a marathon. You just have to be really proud of it and create things around it to continue to, push the envelope. And I'm really confident in the music from the album, and I know when it comes out, the digestion of it is going to be great. And I have a whole tour to work the project. I'm never going to stop working. And this is just one part of the journey to me continuing to build my legacy as an R&B artist. But I think the music speaks for itself, and we're gonna keep.
You're definitely already a legacy artist. It's been over 20 years. You popped out with Nicki Minaj on the Gag City tour. Tell me the behind the scenes of that.
The behind the scenes of it.
Like how it even happened, who contacted you, like what
shout out
went
to
down?
DJ Booth. You know, shout out to Nicki. You know, me and her have kept in contact over the years, and she a real one. You know, one thing about Nicki, she loves real music, and she loves singing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I always hear her singing songs.
So she reached out. Well, Booth reached out, and he's like, "Yo, Nicki, once you pop up on a joint," I was like, "Bet." I said, "Yeah, let's make it happen." And I was finishing up mastering the album. So I was in LA. I think we did one of the LA shows, and then we did like 2 more shows. That was on the West Coast. You know, Somebody Else is one of them records that's one of my favorite records on my set list because I feel like it's something that's like, it's a staple in my catalog. That's just a special moment between me and Nicki. And I feel like people who still discovering the records, like, yo, how did I miss this one?
Right.
Then you got people who know it, that love the record a lot. New York was definitely a big supporter of Somebody Else,
Yes.
so, and a lot of other places. So yeah, we did that.
I know them Barbs is going crazy that night.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was crazy. The energy at her shows be crazy, and her show itself was incredible. So yeah.
Now I know that acting is also something that clearly you've been doing it, but is it something that you could see yourself like really full-fledged? I know you have this tour coming up, but like when that's done, is that something that you're like, okay, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z? You have other things lined up?
Yeah, so that's the hard part, doing both. So I just had 2 projects that I missed the audition for.
Wow.
After like, because I was on promo and because I had a show in Vegas, I was like it reminded me like how hard it is to do both. Because literally I would have had to cancel one of my shows or do the audition. It was a big audition.
Because they're not going to change the schedule for
like they like,
for
yo,
nobody.
we need you to do this 10 a.m. in the morning. My flight was at 9:30, and I had to go to sound check at like 2, and then the event was like at like it was for F1, so I couldn't cancel the event. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, definitely New Citizen Productions is definitely. I'm also a producer on this Christmas movie, Stop Me for Christmas as well.
And Notori. Shout out to my girl Notori.
Yeah, shout out to Notori for sure. Yeah. So it's like it's you know, you gotta split yourself. You gotta decide like what your overall goal is, right? So I try to split my week up into like music, you know, working on synopsis for different projects that I want to write. You know, like who do I envision this project coming out through? I just write out like the biggest dream, and then I just work backwards because there's so many different platforms right now. And I have ideas that are like very elevated ones, and then I have ones that are more grounded, right? So you put these ideas together. I'm hiring screenplay writers right now. I got like 2 so far. You know, just really building each company, you know, as I've been expanding. I just been building like the root of it. And I just keep learning, like, you know, what the process is. Okay, eventually I'm gonna end up having to buy my own lot and have my own content space. You know, so yeah, I'm just building on that.
I can see you being you got to be in some type of like music biopic or something for somebody.
Yeah. Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
Hey.
Now listen, that one is gonna go.
That's a good one.
There's certain ones that are like that Marvin Gaye one though is something they've been
trying to do. Yeah, I've been hearing so many stories about it. So we'll see.
You
we'll
threw
see
your hat in the ring already?
I did, and I know there's another project. I can't talk about it happening right now with that. I think, but it's one of them things where you know how you have one and then you have another. I think there's so many different aspects of his life that can be done, and whoever's handling it overall can make that work in so many different ways so that it reaches different demographics as well. Because I feel like there's like young people who don't know who Marvin Gaye is, but there's like core fans, you know, and class people who love classic music who know exactly, you know, what his story is. But I'm sure there'll be one main one and then other things as well.
I believe it was Neil that said you're like the modern day Sam Cooke.
Wow, Neil said that?
I believe so.
That's fire.
He's
That's
like,
fire.
I didn't even know he said that.
That's fire. I love Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
I hear that in terms of like some of the more soulful records. If you go through my catalog and you listen to records like Braid My Hair or Nike's Fresh Out the Box, or I feel like I have so many different versions of the things that I grew up listening to that I put in my music. Even if you listen to records like Space that are like more retro contemporary and like retro futuristic, I mean, it's a gift and a curse having that much bandwidth, because it's like some people are like, oh, you like Joe and Wanye. Some people are like, oh, I hear Michael in there, like, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. It's not one particular like. You're not no carbon copy of nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody always does do comparisons though.
do.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you could do about that.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not one person.
It's
and
a
those
blessing.
are talented people to.
What? Sam Cooke? My grandmother loves Sam Cooke. He's one of the greatest. So his voice was. I feel like artists back then, they had a certain pain in their voice that was so raw.
And they start talking too when they start doing those monologues.
Yeah. Miss you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I even went and got me a J.O.B. And they start talking. Boys to Men used to do that too. On that note, but yeah,
it's so important though, you know,
Harold
to have
Melvin
that.
and the Blue Notes.
Yeah, let that rawness come through, man. That's what creates the greatness, man. That's what creates the texture of your voice. Sometimes when my voice sounds different when it's tired than when it's like super clean, and you can hear that sometimes on music where it's a little more raspy, even though it's clean. And I feel like all of that comes from just like life and growing. Like every album sounds different if you listen to the catalogs.
Yeah. Speaking of the catalog, you said it's never too late. Well, you said it's a marathon, but I think it's never too late for a video for Music for Love.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. B-Dot was in here jamming like, oh, Mario, he loves that song.
If I owned the masters to that record, I would do it.
Oh man, we gotta get that.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm in the ownership space. If I owned the masters to it, I would do it.
That's a classic Mario record, man.
Mario.
Is that on the set list?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Hell yeah. Music for Love is never leaving unless I'm doing like a private event and they only want like 3-4 songs. Music for Love
That's
is
tough to figure out what 3 or 4 songs you want to do when you like.
If sometimes like I'll get contracts and it's like, yo, we want these songs specifically.
Oh, they tell you, okay.
Know? And then sometimes they're like, oh, we just want 15 minutes, pick 4 or 5 songs.
What do you pick if it's 15 minutes?
Just the top popular songs.
Okay.
I go to my Spotify or whatever. I look at, I'm like, okay, I just go, okay, this, and I go to
Spotify
depending on
numbers.
where I'm at. I've done stuff in overseas, like Middle East, Europe. I got one hit in New York this week, like. So I just picked the most popular songs.
Get into that money.
Hey.
I love to see it. Now let me ask you this: so when you posted your girlfriend, and then people were you like, damn? Because sometimes it's annoying, and you are so private. What were you going through when you did? Because you never do stuff like that, really. Like
I wasn't going through nothing. We was chilling.
No, I mean not that you were going through something.
Which one? Because I posted a couple of times. Which one?
The one where you guys were like in the car.
Yeah, we was chilling. We was probably going to get something to eat. And I just posted it.
Because you don't normally do that. It's not like a Mario. You know how some people are always
She's
posting.
Safe. She's a safe place.
Their significant other, but it was like, were you just like overwhelmed with love at that moment? Like I just want
it's just, I love her. Yeah, of course. But she's a safe place. She's a good person. I trust her. That's it. If I trust you and you're a good person and I know you're not like weird and you ain't trying to be all in the blogs and stuff like that, like I didn't know they were gonna pick it up. I wasn't like, I'm gonna post this. So
come on now, because you don't. Yeah.
So I trust her. Like that's that. This is that. It's just a day in the life. We just riding. We going to get something. I forgot what we were doing, but we were just outside. It was still summertime, I think.
Listen, I love love.
Life
so
is good.
I'm never mad at that. Yeah. But it was just like, because I know for you, it's not a common
thing for sure.
That's all. So sometimes I'm like, maybe you were just in that moment, like, I just let this girl, I want the world to see.
She looked pretty that day. She had her little jacket. I was like, I'm posting. She shy, like she don't like being on camera.
You could tell. She was like,
yeah. And so I just posted it because I felt like it. It felt good. It felt right.
And then I saw when you clapped back when somebody was like, he likes white girls.
What I
we
say?
don't even know that she was white.
She's
by
not.
the way.
She's Mexican.
Right. And you were like, I dated an alien before.
So, facts.
It was cool.
Yeah, exactly. All the girls I date got some alien in them a little bit. When I say that though, I mean like, just otherworldly energy.
Ooh.
She's an alien.
Right.
Because I'm an alien, so I got it. I want that. That's what I would like. What I like.
Sounds like a movie.
Come in peace.
It is. Life is a movie.
Take me away.
For real though, if you can't, you gotta, you gotta date you gotta date the energy that is compatible with you in order for you to still be able to live your life on the level that you're trying to live it. Because like when you don't, you gotta change so much about your life to make the situation work.
How did you guys even meet?
Now you're getting in there.
Come on, Mario, because I know.
Can y'all, it's like Mario. Can y'all say my name right?
Mario.
It's Mario.
Isn't that what I said?
It's a New Yorker.
I know.
What I
Mario.
said.
Yeah.
Mario.
All right, you go play it back.
I didn't just say Mario.
No. You
Mario.
good.
Mario. You want me to say it like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Nah, I love you.
How did you guys even meet?
We met a long time ago, and we've known each other for a long time. We've been friends for a very long time.
Okay.
And so it was a beautiful thing. Mostly friendship first, and then it turned into something else that was elevated and beautiful and dope, and we enjoying life.
You glad she came?
I am.
Hey.
Every time.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for coming through. We always have a good time.
We do.
And that's what it's all about.
Different energy up here, though. You like, It's different.
But it's
I
more
like
corporate.
it.
We want to make
I
sure
like it.
We want to
Make sure everything can be
air.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, for sure. No, I like that you got so many dimensions of you as a person. You've been doing it. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
You've been
that's
killing
so
it.
nice.
You know,
Thank you,
beautiful
Mario.
energy. Yeah.
No, honestly, I
For sure.
appreciate it, and I love when you come through. I was like, okay, we're gonna have a good time because I know it's so funny to me because I like to ask you questions that I know you're like, oh man, why is she asking me this?
Nah, you
but
good.
it's also still kind of fun because I'm not,
it's
good intentions, and I know people care.
You know, it's important. Like I always say, like it's important that the questions are asked the proper way so that I can be myself. Like you feel me? Like and say things that I normally wouldn't say. Everybody don't get that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we can go deeper next time and have.
Oh no,
deeper
don't worry, I'm
conversation.
greasing you up. So next time, every time we gonna go.
Lord have mercy.
Let's go. Glad you came. Make sure y'all pre-order it, stream it, share it. Stop me for Christmas out right now. See y'all on tour, man. I can't
Thank
wait.
you so much. Make sure y'all check out that tour, and
Love.
I'm just happy to have you here. It was amazing.
Every time. Thank you.
Congratulations
I
on
appreciate
everything.
you. Thank you.